Hey, what's up, everyone? Today we'll be checking out a mix of a song called Metal Storm Face from Slayer's Show No Mercy album, which is going to show a Kerry King signature amp sim from Softube. So sit back and enjoy, and we'll talk about it in a little bit. Thanks. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back. So I hope you liked that instrumental mix that I made from the Slayer song Metal Storm Face off their Show No Mercy album. So pretty much I want to do this video to more or less use Resington's barefoot impulse responses, right? So yeah, I think this mix was a pretty good mix for that, showing off that old LA thrash metal. So yeah, so I use that Kerry King amp from Softube. So I'll show you what I have going on real quick in these tracks. By the way, guys, these are raw dry DI tracks, right, for the guitars and bass, and then the drum tracks MIDI. All right, so these are not stems. These are actually raw DIs that I remixed myself. All right, so yeah, they're not affected when I put them in here, totally raw. So here's the master track, all right? So first thing I always use is EQ, just to shape it a little bit. You know, a little dip down a little bit on the highs, and I like this little bump right here at about 61 hertz. Then again, I always use these SSL plugins now because they're solid. And finally, I have a solid master track chain. So I'm really happy about that. So for this, I'm just using the EQ section, a little bit of low and high pass filtering. Then I'm running into this stereo bus compressor to glue everything up. Your typical standard settings, 4:1 compression, release on auto, fast attack. And then I'm doing about, I don't know, maybe 3 dB of compression. That's it. But it glues everything up pretty good. Now I'm going into this Meg EQ4 tonal EQ that I always use. Again, standard edition stuff in my mixes. Into this Ozone Imager 2, just to add a little bit of stereo width. Then I'm running two Pro L2 limiters. This one is set to like a punchy setting, as you can see. It has more of a fast attack and fast release. Then I'm going into another Pro L2 limiter, more so of a transparent limiter. And this is where I'm going to set my final gain staging on the master track. And yeah, I really like doing it this way. Then finally, I'm going into a Ulean loudness meter just to make sure that I'm at the correct levels, right? Because, yeah, I don't want this true peak to be ridiculous because you'll get a lot of distortion, especially when you render out your track. Yeah, and I just want to make sure I'm at the right, you know, LUFS levels and also my dynamic range levels. Even though platforms do adjust accordingly, but I like to start off like that. And that's like kind of a myth too, right? A lot of people say like, well, if it's higher than, you know, 14, let's say your LUFS is at like 9, right? Or 8, -8. They say, yeah, they'll just reduce it down to whatever loudness they use. Yeah, they do, but you also lose a little bit of quality. But I don't want to go into in depth with that because I could talk about that for 5 hours, and that's not the point of this video. So yeah, guys, if you want to know about more, you know, about levels, there's a ton of resources on the internet about that. So yeah, so for my drums, I'm using Superior Drummer 3 death metal drum kit and a scooped preset. And then of course, you know, I added stuff to in this mixer, mostly compression. And then at the end here, I added a limiter. That's it. You know, sounds pretty good, I think. So for bass this time, it was really tough trying to choose a bass amp, you know. So I just went with this Parallax, set it to Arc Reactor preset. You know, that's it really. But then I used this Purple Audio MC77 compressor just to give it a little bit of a bottom end boost. Yeah, I like using this compressor a lot. It's freaking killer. Even though there's a ton of them out there, but this is the one I like using, you know, for bass guitars anyway. So yeah, I love it. So for my guitar bus, again, Pro Q3 EQ, you know, have a high pass, low pass settings, some of the crap that I don't want to hear taken out, and a dip at about 290 hertz. So yeah, I'm always using Pro Q3 EQ. It's my go-to EQ. And again, here we go, SSL, just the EQ section of it. Pro MB multi-band compressor, just for the palm muting. Going into this Pultec EQ, I'm just using this right here. So as you can see, these are off. And then a little bit of tape saturation, just to, you know, add a little bit of warmth to it, chop off the tops and the peaks. And then I'm running into this Wise MM1 maximizer. I really like this plugin a lot as well. Adds a lot of character to your sound, makes it really nice sounding, I think. Alright guys, so for my amps, I have 4 amps, the 4 guitar tracks going on. A left and right main guitar, which is panned 100% left and right. Then there's 2 harmony guitars, which are also panned 100% left and right. So the harmony guitars are going to be the same settings as the rhythm guitars, other than I have the master turned up a little bit louder on those 2 guitars. So here you go guys, this is the Kerry King amp, which is modeled after the Marshall 2203 amp. And yeah, this amp's pretty nice, man. I really like it a lot. Even though you really don't see a lot of videos on these Softube amps. They are a little pricey, but nonetheless, I think Softube has the best Marshall amp simulations out there, hands down. So yeah, it fits the mix well, since it's a Slayer song, right? So yeah, you have your presence, bass, middle, treble, master, and preamp controls. You have this gate, you have this beast mode that you could engage. It's like a, you know, over the top overdrive, if you will. And this intensity right here. But yeah, but for this mix, I am not running the internal IRs, because I'm running Resington's barefoot impulse responses. And I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel, so you can go check out his impulse response pack, and you can download them from his YouTube channel. So yeah, I didn't just use 1 or 2 impulses for this. I actually blended 4 of his impulses. His number 5, 4, 7, and 2 impulse. And then I high passed and low passed all 4 of them as well. And pretty much I ended up right in here, in this spot right here. That's where I thought it sounded pretty decent. I didn't export the impulse response, so please don't ask for it, because I don't have it and I don't want to export it out. So yeah, if you look at this, you'll know exactly what I did. So pretty much that's it. That's what's going on in this mix. So I hope you guys liked it. I know I liked it, and I do like his impulse responses. They're pretty good. Especially for like this type of music, the thrashy, like old school stuff. I like it. So if you're new to this channel, and you do like what I'm doing, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing my content, since that helps me out big time. And yeah guys, till next time, in another amp sim review, take care, be safe, and I'll catch you later. See ya.